Allow me to show you the power of Super Saiyan 4!
Yo, what is going on, guys? Narconia here for another Dragonball Legends video. Anniversary. Getting closer any second now, so as always I will think about what could we get here. And you guys see a lot of tabs open here because wasn't easy to find something actually, because we are now 8 years almost into the game, so there has been a lot of units at this point, and we almost covered everything that they could possibly bring in Dragonball Legends in terms of new stuff. But I have some units coming into my mind that I think would make sense as part 1, part 2, Ultra. Yeah, so let's start with the part 1, what I think could happen as our legend characters. Now, first one, because I think this would probably lean into, for one, helping a team, but also being hype enough, is Gogeta Blue, Legend Gogeta Blue. Yeah, we don't have like fusions is a team with Vegito only right now, so a second fusion warrior would be of good help, because the team needs it. I think Gogeta is obviously still hype. I mean, there are not that many options that they could bring that are new. I don't think there's any new unit they could bring that's super hype. So a legend Super Saiyan Gogeta Blue could be a good thing. Now this is again another part 1 headlining Gogeta, but they've dropped Vegito in was February now as a legend character. I don't think they're gonna drop a legend Vegeta Blue this early following the Super Saiyan 1, so I'm going with Gogeta here as our part 1. I think this would help the team, would be very hype. Also on God Key, which is a tag that I think is dead in the water right now, so a God Key buff, a Fusion Warrior buff, and a Movies buff, which Movies also a team that's not really seen, so I think this would be a great helping stage. Obviously Saiyans would profit from that, which is bad, but you can't avoid really to buff Saiyans. The only way you do that is releasing either hybrids, regional and powerful opponent, and there are not that many you could bring there. With as a potential unit that they could buff here, they could go with an Elf Zenkai, for example, or equipment with this Red Super Saiyan 3 Trunks. I think Trunks Gotenks, that could be a thing. Or they're giving an Ultra equipment for Vegito Blue. So, and then depending on that, I think, because purple red here, I think they would either go with a green or blue Gogeta. I'm leaning more towards blue there, but yeah, a blue version of this guy, like color blue, Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, and then a buff for one of these two units here would be my additional guess. Now then, speaking of the other character, which people are not gonna like that I bring in this up, but I think Beast Gohan is also a good choice for a legend character. Hybrids is an incomplete team, so I think they need a third, which I know people don't like this idea. I personally don't like it either, but I think for part 1 there are not that many stuff they could bring, and the only two options I could think of were either legend Beast Gohan, or also a unit I think that we don't have in the game at all yet as an LF is, I mean we have it as an LF, but this character isn't the LF character. This Gohan as Super Saiyan 2 when he fought against Brody. This could give opportunities for hybrids if you're gonna use, like, if you get one of these two. Give us the chance to Zenkai this Revival Gohan, which I also don't like, but hybrids need some stuff. But this would be a legend character that we don't have. I don't even have a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan of this movie. So that could be a thing. But I think in this case Beast is more likely. Yeah, that's the best thing I could come up with a part 1. I think these two are the most likely I could think of. I didn't want to think about Universe Survivor Saga because we got that almost every single time. I don't see any other tag that would get a character that's really, really hype. So I guess a Legend Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, but I think I don't think GT needs that as a part 1 headliner here. So yeah, those two were the ones I come up with. Then we would get a Zenkai for this guy. I know people don't like the idea, but he's in the room. Or for the Blue Beast, could also be a thing. But I would prefer this guy, obviously, because this is a character that doesn't get a lot of representation. To be fair, he didn't do much against Broly, but it's Super Saiyan 2 Gohan adult version. Who doesn't like that? Come on. Anyway, that would be one of my guesses. I'm leaning this guy. I'm locked in as my part 1. One of the part 1 characters, but the other option I have thought of, if we're not gonna get a hybrid buff, which I don't necessarily like as a part 1, but I thought, okay, could be a thing. A Legend Final Form Frieza. This version, not the full power one, because you don't have a LF character or Legend character from this version of Frieza at all. And the only LF we have from Final Form Frieza over Frieza is, I think it's only the yellow one. Like, we don't have a Final Form Frieza LF besides this one. I mean, first form Frieza LF we got here, but that's about it. For Frieza, who has like so many forms, that's not a lot. I mean, we have the Ultra version there, those from those two, but yeah, that would be my next guess, with a lineage of Evil, Zenkai, or Buff, whoever you want to give it. And the Ultra equipment for this guy would be, I think, also a most logical thing. LOE is not existent right now, so they could do something with that. Color would be whatever, because the team is not existent, they don't have anything. But those would be by my part 1 guesses, so Gogeta, definitely part 1 I would say. If they're gonna do this as Synchro Gauge, honestly I don't think they need to, because we have already Synchro Gauge Gogeta Blue, so a Legend Gogeta Blue, and then we have Beast Gohan as a Legend. Those will be my highest. I'm leaning towards these two the most, and these other two are like, maybe they could bring something like that too. Alright, for part 2, 100% I would say, for me this is also locked in, Mini Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku. Daima needs desperately a third character. Like, I already talked about the Daima campaign, how they buffed this 2 times and it was terrible. So they need a third character. This would be the best choice. I don't want to see Goma. This would be like the most... If they dropped Goma for part 2 or even part 1 of the anniversary, I'm gonna be mad. Because this is easily the most boring choice ever. And the fact that they dropped us a Mini Super Saiyan 3 Goku and not a revival one, which I think they should have done this for part 2 of the anniversary. Like, if they would have gotten... If they would have given us Goma now instead of Mini Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and then dropped the transforming Mini Super Saiyan 3, 1000 times better. But for some reason I thought Mini standalone Super Saiyan 3 Goku is the way to do it, which wasn't. Yeah, but this guy part 2 I 100% see. And then as the second character, which I think came to my mind easiest as a kind of remaking LFs, is this Super Saiyan 3 Goku from the Majin Buu saga. We are past the point where we're hating Majin Buu saga at this point, so I think we can drop him at this point. Even though, I mean, Majin Buu saga is more or less still a team, more or less, but it's rather regen than Majin Buu saga. But this guy, I could see, because we didn't get an Genki Dama from him, LF from him ever since. He's similar to like, this is similar to the situation to like this guy, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and him. Although we'll say the Broly family Kamehameha is way older. But I think this guy could use a new LF. I think this guy is most likely to appear in this anniversary for sure. It's a Sun family buff again, which I know people don't like, but you can't avoid Sun family anywhere at this point. I think he could even potentially be a part 1, but I thought maybe rather part 2 this time, but definitely possible. Then I have next, because I thought about God Key. However, this is least likely if they're gonna drop Gogeta, and that's these guys, not as Super Saiyan Blue, but as Super Saiyan God from the Broly movie. That's what I thought. It would buff God Key, it would buff movies. The thing with God Key, this is the originally, like what I always say, drop Beerus. Beerus Legend would be cool. We only have this guy. The only two Beerus we have that are really memorable is this Beerus, and then the Hakai Beerus. But the thing is, they're remaking the Beerus movie this year, and I think this will give us some more animations they could go off for a good Legend Beerus, because there are not like that many animations they could do if they try to drop the Beerus now. So I'm not thinking about Beerus, and a lot of the other units are either from Future, which Future gets a buff right now with the Xenoverse collab. I'm recording this before we know who the Legend character for the Xenoverse collab is, so but most of the units here are Future or Universe Survival Saga, and I don't want to see Universe Survival Saga because we have gotten Universe Survival Saga in part 1 of Anniversary last year. We got it for Legends Fest Part 2. We got this for throughout the year some buffs as well. I don't want to see Universe Survival Saga, and if you put these guys away, then it's basically either you're going something from the Broly movie, or you take I mean, you could do STEM, but the problem is they released this 1% Spark King here, so it doesn't make sense to drop an LF from or Legend from this for these guys. So it's basically leaving out only the Broly movie as a God Key option. I would prefer a God Key buff, but I'm not sure if they're gonna do that if they're gonna drop this guy. So this was one of my could potentially see option. And then GT. I think GT needs still a third character. They could, again, Majub, always promoting a Majub. A Synchro Gauge Super 17 would be, I would say, rather cool as an option. And then also potentially Super Baby 1. We don't have Super Baby 1 in the game, who transforms to the Super Baby 2, would also be our first Legend transforming character. I mean, this would also be a Legend transforming, but... And this one would be a revival, would be, like I always say, normal Oob revives into Majub. Could definitely be a part 2 thing for one of these three, I would say. Yeah, as to part 2 buffs, I didn't really think about any, because I actually wouldn't know what they would exactly do here. I'm actually gonna remove these guys because I'm really locked into Gogeta Blue, so I don't think they're gonna buff this unit. Which leaves God Key into the dust, but if they're gonna maybe gonna do some other God Key buffs with this guy, who knows? Okay, back to the topic. As for this guy getting, if this guy, which I think will drop, for Daima, I have no idea what they could do. Honestly, there's not really, like, I guess a Zenkai for one of either Glorio or Majin Ku getting a Zenkai, because we don't have a yellow Zenkai bench for Daima, or this Mini Goku. I don't see an LF Zenkai here. I don't think they're gonna buff any of these three. And this guy and these two guys came out this year. I don't think they need a buff So I'm leading to a 1% sparking Zenkai on either to one of these two or this one. Makes the most sense because they need a yellow or blue Zenkai buff or Zenkai bench. This guy I have actually no idea. For GT I also don't have any idea. I don't think they need to do much with GT. GT is also attack, I would say. They don't have to drop an LF Zenkai necessarily. A good 1% sparking Zenkai would be also more than enough. We have Majup. If they don't that they could drop, if they go for the Baby Saga again. What else? Who's a Zenkai we could see here? Maybe these guys. If there's with the ceiling mechanic. Yeah, they could do something with GT there, but this is also not the highest likely, I would say. I'm thinking this more as my part 2 more than everything. And then these guys could be there, so potentially. So yeah. Part 3. Now, biggest question about part 3 is 2 ultras or 1 ultra. I'm going for 1 ultra. They could do 2. I'm going for 1. Either way, the only 2 options I see for ultra is Master Dem UI Goku or Super Saiyan Power Football Broly. Now Broly is a choice they could do also for part 1, make this an entire Broly movie part 1, they could do that. But I think I want to see an ultra version for this guy more than a legend version. So either one of them. I'm hoping rather that it's Broly, because I don't like MUI at all. Like, the good thing is, if they're gonna do this, there's no other like crazy good UI Goku that you could team up with. I guess the yellow one could be together with him, depending how this works, could be annoying. Could also be, if they wanna buff Universal Saga that desperately, they could do that. The thing with Broly is he's a powerful opponent character, and powerful opponent doesn't really need help. Like, the tags I'm looking for right now to getting buffed is Fusion Warrior, Hybrids. Okay, correction. When I say looking forward to, I mean like, I could see a buff there would be fine with it. In terms of, because the team isn't complete. Fusion Warrior, Hybrids, Lineage of Evil, Daima, and GT, and Sagas from the movies. And Godki. But Godki is a bit trickier in my opinion right now, I think. I think Godki, if they're gonna drop a Beerus in this year or next year, this is the time where they can really buff Godki and make this a good team, which should be the case. But in terms of who could they buff if they're gonna drop Survivor Saga, I mean, let's go down from here. Who is an LF character? For this one I would definitely say LF. I mean, potential second uniques could be a thing. Yeah, I think they could go for Jiren's second unique equipment. I think that makes them. Yeah, I think that makes more sense than anything. I mean, this guy got a Zenkai last year. These guys released last year. I don't want to. And he got the equipment, so not him. He got his equipment already. He got his equipment already. They released for Legends Fest. Could get the equipment, but I don't think it's that necessary. Yeah, I could see a second equipment for Jiren for sure if they're gonna drop MUI Goku. I think this is the most likely. And then for Broly. Broly, huh? What they're gonna do if they go for Broly? I mean, actually, if they're gonna drop Broly, I would love an LF Zenkai for this guy. He would go crazy, and I would love that because this guy didn't last very long. He just had horrible defenses, man. Like, he got like one shot if you weren't careful. Like, he is, he was I would say, really good offensive character, and sometimes could be winning you games, but it's just like, If Gogeta has his full unique gauge, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, he would stop your combo because the unique gauge counter overrides the switcher disruption that he has. And then they released Blue Talus, who was the tankiest blue character ever. And this guy did nothing anymore, so yeah, that was really unfortunate timing. I loved that guy when he released. Probably liked him more than some other people did, but so let's recap. Just the option. So the characters I would say I definitely see for part 1, part 2, part 3. Part 1, Legend Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta together with a Legend Beast Gohan. Part 2, Legend Mini Super Saiyan 4 Daimagoku. By the way, I could also see this guy being also the Ultra, because Daima doesn't have an Ultra yet. But right now I'm leaning towards Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Legend Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And then for part 3, I'm leaning towards Master UI Goku for Anniversary as the part 3. So yeah, those are my predictions. Obviously I pulled up a lot of units here, so maybe it doesn't feel to you guys like a perfect prediction what it's gonna be, but it's impossible to make a perfect prediction right now, actually, for me, in my opinion. So, but those 5 units I mentioned are the ones I believe they will come out, in my opinion, to 70%. I could be obviously entirely wrong. I mean, last year was also wrong. Besides, I think Goku and Hit, maybe, but yeah, let me know what you guys think will come out for the anniversary. What do you guys want to see? And then see you guys in the next video when we gonna react to the Dragonball Xenoverse character that's gonna come out. Hopefully it's Vegeta Clan. Like if we're not getting a Xenoverse Vegeta, I'm actually thinking about what we could lead it towards a Vegeta Clan buff in for the anniversary, because this team is so close to being a good meta team, and I want to see that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed and see you guys in the next video. Bye.